Hello, everybody. How are you all today? Happy Sunday. It has been quite a week. I hope everyone had a good Easter and that you didn't have the roller coaster of emotions that I've had this week. I'm okay, but I've definitely needed this week as downtime. And I have not done any stitching in like days, probably since last weekend when I went down and friends last Saturday morning. Work has just been chaos, and it was kind of one of those weeks where anything that could go wrong, however minor, seemed to go wrong. So yeah, I'm glad to be back with all of you, and I'm very glad that I have 1 week until I have a week of vacation. I'm counting down. So yeah, all right. Just a quick, if you're new, here's how this is going to work. Is I am going to run 3 sprints of 45 minutes each. They will be silent sprints. So if you are listening to audiobooks, if you're watching TV, whatever you prefer to do while you're crafting, don't worry, I won't have anything running here that will interrupt you. That's intentional because I'll probably be listening to an audiobook as well while I'm stitching. We'll come back between each sprint, chat for a few minutes just to kind of, give everyone time to get up, move, grab a drink, just goof off in the comments, whatever you need to do. And then we'll go for another one, rinse and repeat 2 more times. While these are set up from my perspective as cross-stitching sprints, they are not exclusive to cross-stitching. So if you are crocheting, knitting, reading, if you're studying, cleaning the house, whatever you're doing, just if you want a group of folks to keep you accountable, we're here for you. This is a open, whatever you need or want to get done, hangout for Sunday afternoons and into the evening in my case, because it's just after 5 p.m. here on the East Coast of the US. So that's how it works. We'll be here for approximately 3 hours, give or take a few minutes, depending on how chatty we are. And that's about it. Those of you who have been here before know that I was doing these at 3 p.m., but there was kind of a consensus a couple of weeks ago when I ran the last ones that maybe we should switch them to starting at 5 p.m. Eastern my time, so 2 hours later, as the weather's getting nicer and people are going to be out and about on the weekends, and we'll kind of roll this into like a really late afternoon into evening thing, or however it works in your time. I know there's a couple of folks that have been joining us from over in Europe, and I'm sorry that this is now so late. I do promise that they will get earlier again, probably next autumn as it gets darker over here and I'm inside a lot more. We'll probably switch back to the 3 p.m. This is all an experiment to see what works best. And that's where we're at. All right. So to let you know what I'm working on, since I didn't get them done last week, I am going to be doing at least this sprint will be on Egyptian Sampler, which I've been working on the last couple of weeks. And I am focusing this time on finishing the outline of this square. If you notice really, really, really close, there's some super light yellow stitches that are going in to help block off that square. Right now, I just have the darker yellow in, so it kind of looks a little wonky. But I'm just filling in some light to give it basically a double border. There's some like really bright, just kind of like one-off stitches in here as well that will go in there. But I don't know if I'll do those today. I'm getting kind of tired of working on Egyptian right now and I need a break from it, but I want to get my whip go stitches done. So that's going to start me off. And once I'm done with this, I will see where I'm at. And if I get done with this after this sprint, I'll probably switch over to whatever's next on the Go board, because I'm now a little bit behind, which it's my own stitching. I'm not really behind, but I'd like to get started on something else, because there's only so much I can really take of working on this fabric at a time, because it's kind of scratchy and it's time to move on. So that's where I'm at. Oh, Ashley is here. Hello, hello. Let me pop you up here. Get onto get Ashley on here. Hello, I'm doing well. How are you today? I'm kind of recovering from a rough week, but I've had a nice weekend at home where I've been doing stuff that I feel like I've both wanted and needed to do. So I'm feeling a little bit better, and I have 1 week till vacation, and I am counting down. So I'm good. What you working on today? And if anyone else is here, hello, hello, hello. Hopefully you're all doing well. So before I get us started on everything, the rundown for the next couple of weeks are, as of right now, I don't have a live stream on the calendar for next Sunday, but I may put one on. I'm not sure yet. Things have just been a little bit up in the air because of some schedule stuff with my son, but keep an eye out. I may actually still do one from 5 to 8 next week. I am definitely the following day, on Monday the 20th, which I know helps nobody who's working. I'm going to be doing a live stream starting at 2 p.m. Eastern that Monday as I pack up whips in my my bins here. So I'm going to do a long whip parade. It's going to start as a live, and then I am going to convert it into a normal, floss tube video afterwards. But I figure I need to get this stuff packed up to move, and that also will let me itemize what I have and where it's going. So we'll do sprints, but also I'll show off everything that's in these bins, because with the exception of the stuff that's in the very bottom one, pretty much everything else here has stitches in it. There's a lot. So that's that Monday. And then that following Sunday, I will not be here because I have a stitching retreat that I'm going to do for part of the week. It's virtual, but I'll be otherwise occupied. And then should be back the following week, pretty much on schedule going forward for the foreseeable future. So I know that April's been a little weird, and I apologize, but we will get back to steady stuff again. Let me see what else is going. And then Ashley says, I've been taking it easy today, recovering from my hectic week last week. Same. It just, I don't know if something was in retrograde, but my life seemed to be in retrograde, and like everything silly and little that was stupid was breaking. Emails, copy paste stuff for work, it just was one of those weeks that things just crashed. I don't know. But just been listening to the correspondent. It's so good. I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to look that up during the sprint. Oh, I think I hear my husband coming in. He went out to get me an iced coffee. I love him so much. I desperately needed something to chill with for my stitching. But that's cool. Yeah, I will be listening to, I'm not sure yet. I just wrapped up like a couple of cozy mysteries, so I need to grab something off of Libby. I have one of my cheesy laid back things. Eric, come on in, Eric. Say hi.
No. Your iced coffee, my queen.
Thank you.
And hello.
Yes, that's my husband, Eric, everybody, who doesn't want to be on screen.
That way the band can't track me.
Yeah, okay. But So I have 6 Stunning Sirens from Lynn Cahoon, continuing my Kitchen Witch series that I probably should listen to because it's a checkout from the library. But I also, if I weren't stitching right now, I have a couple of art books that I got off of NetGalley that I probably should read. I might do those later tonight when Coda's streaming. So we shall see. Let's see. Ashley said that she was just covering for several people at work, and then the chair I had got switched out and caused me horrible back pain. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the worst. I work here 3 days a week at home. So this is my office chair. But when I have to go into the office, we are in a hoteling situation where we're in theory supposed to reserve desks in an app, and then that's where you get to sit for the day. But that's pretty much been ignored by most people. And so if you're one of the people that gets tied up in traffic, like yours truly, you pray that you just find a desk that is like not in the middle of chaos. And pretty much every week it's been in chaos for me. So I never get like the desk chair that I can set up for my own comfort, which kind of sucks. So I get it. And Ashley, I everything just compiled and I'm tired. Yeah, I hear it. And then I work home. I work home all but 1 day a week right now. Yeah, I'm twice a week, and then it's just like, ugh. Over it. I'm over the commuting, but you know, what's retirement? There's no such thing as retirement. All right. Well, let me get us going in the first set of sprints. If anyone else is in here, come say hi. We'd love to see you. Oh, Nicole just popped in. Trying to battle my anxiety by cross-stitching today. I'm working on the haunted house, mostly pumpkins right now. I hope that stabbing things makes you feel better. I understand. Seriously. Stab things, feel better, nice and relaxed, hang out with us. It's all good. But yes, anxiety battling is a very good thing. All right, let us get going, and I will see you guys in about 45 minutes. All right. No, Ashley, you haven't been yapping too much. Don't worry. It's just been mostly you and me, so it's all good. All right. So let me get us over to the next sprint, the next screen here, and I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So let me set us. I'm learning, and I'm going to keep us 45, and then I'm going to do 10-minute breaks between because we usually tend to gab a little bit between, which is all good. So, all right, everybody, have a wonderful first sprint, and I will see you guys in 45 minutes. All right. Hello, everybody. That was a fast sprint. How did everybody do? I got that square done. So I'm going to be counting up stitches and see if I'm done with my stuff for WhipGo on this for March. And then I can move on to something else for a bit because I'm kind of tired of yellow and I'm tired of blending threads. And for those of you who don't know what blending threads is, this is it's not as common today as it used to be. But so this chart is an older one, and Teresa Wensler is famous for doing this kind of stitching, where she would take two different colors of DMC, and she'd basically, so like, this isn't what I'm stitching with right now because you wouldn't be able to see the difference on screen. But basically, you'd take a strand of one color and a strand of another color and combine them to essentially form a tweed. And then you would do your cross stitches with one strand of each color at the same time. And so depending on, how they fell together, you'd have just a little bit of variation. That's not as common today because of all the people that now do hand-dyed threads and over-dyed threads. But when Teresa was really active in her designing and charting back in like the 80s into the mid 90s, the hand-dyed floss wasn't quite as common. In fact, I don't know if it was even out there. I certainly didn't know about it. But so that's kind of an older way of doing things. I'm sure if she were charting these now, she probably would have found an overdye that worked for what she wanted. But then again, who knows? Maybe she would still want to tweed threads. I don't personally have a problem with it because I've been doing this type of stitching since I was 15. And, it's just kind of a natural thing for me to put them together like that. But it does get tiring sometimes. Sometimes I just want to be lazy and pull a couple, strands and just keep going. So, all right, let's see where we're at with everybody else. Let me go back. Okay, so when we started off the last sprint, Ashley was apologizing about yapping, and I told her that was no problem because it is kind of a weird thing where you feel like you're talking to just a wall when you're just looking up at your webcam and that's it, and you don't see anybody. So chat away. My thing is I'll continue chatting with everybody else. Liz came in. Hello. She started on Facebook and then popped over to YouTube. And seriously, Liz, you can be on either. It's fine. But I'm sure it also looks weird because, on my Facebook, it's like, 2 or 3 people at most. And so you feel like you're not talking with anybody. But trust me, you are. And it's coming up here and everyone can see you. So whichever one you're more comfortable on is cool. Pearl came in. Hello. And said that she was sorry she's late. She lost track of the time. We're not taking attendance. You know that. She's like, hello, don't forget to switch to live chat and boop the like button. That's my problem. I always keep top chat on and I forget about it. But yes, thank you for that reminder. And yes, please boop the like button if you can. And I reminded her that, I'm not marking tardies today. That's okay. No, I don't care. Come in and go as you please. It's everybody else's Sunday. It's not just my time here. Ashley asked how Pearl was doing. And Liz asked what I was brewing today because I had the Bruce screen going on the Spirit Lo-Fi. And I don't know. I hadn't done brewing before, so I wanted to see if she came up with something. And actually she did because I see a little red button. So before we start the next sprint, we'll see what new little creature came up with the brewing, because that's the symbol that you've discovered something new. So we'll do that as we get going on the sprint. And I was putting on, it's brewing something. I don't know what yet. And I am brewing my final stitches on Egyptian. And I think I'm about done. If give or take, I might have another 50 stitches to go. But I'm ready for a switch. Jen came in saying, hey, Melissa and Chad, working on laundry to give myself a little brain break, and then I'll work on air fryer after dinner. Nice. And Ashley and I both said hello, hello. And then Pearl said, ooh, it's coming along nicely. Thank you. It is. Getting those frames in, I always feel helps. Just to give me that like visual structure. And I think that will help me move along faster. I think I was approaching it the wrong way before and I was getting stuck. This seems to be helping me. So fingers crossed. It's that whole, new perspective to see what works better. Nicole said that she worked on part of a large pumpkin and listened to the love hypothesis. Nice. And Pearl said, I sent you a message on Discord a week ago. It's old info. Oh, okay. I'm going to admit I haven't been on Discord in a while. Just this week just got away from me. So, but I'll go check, but I'll know that it's old info. And I'll drop you a line back to confirm that I got it. This week was kind of like a frantic thing of getting some stuff ready because we had our real estate agent came yesterday and did a walkthrough of the house just to kind of get a sense of things so she can start working comps on how much our house is worth. So we were like busy getting the house ready, but we had a bout of illness come through the house and then with my husband, and I was just having everything was falling over at work and the week got away from me. So I haven't been on Discord probably like in a week and change. Pearl said, ask Nicole if she's on Discord. She kind of needs to see this project. Actually, Pearl, do you mind? I'll send a link over to your Discord because I don't have one myself. But I'm sure you wouldn't mind some people joining you. One of these days I might get, I just don't have the time to moderate a Discord along with everything else. So, see, Jeb was like, oh, wow, I forgot about the mixing of threads. I remember that being popular in the 90s. Yeah. And I always just associate it with Wensler pieces, but I'm sure other people did it too. But it kind of disappeared once all of the overdyed threads came out, I think. And Pearl said, hello, hello. Oh, hi, Chad. And Chad's on here. Chad is someone to give love to. He does live streams mostly through his Facebook, but he does live streams on occasional Saturday nights where he's playing live music just to relax because he's going through some rough times right now. So I may share that and give him some love to, if you want to listen to some guys hanging out and doing some classic basement jams. They're really good. But it's a group of my friends that are all doing that just to kind of de-stress after very stressful weeks. Liz is filling in white on the piece she's working on. Oop, I'm going to give a pause here because we're almost through 10 minutes. Okay. And Nicole is on. All right. So Nicole, I will send a link to Pearl's group because like I said, I don't have a Discord of my own. It's one of those things I just know I don't have that time. Pearl said, Ashley, hello. I won't let me tag you. How's you? I hope you're having a great weekend. And just, you're going to make me pick up my big Nottingham Hill bookshop cross stitch. I got tired of searching for threads, so I bought the colors I knew I didn't have for it. It's what we do. And hey, I am an equal opportunity gigantic cross stitch project enabler, which I should say, pause that for a moment. So next Saturday, where did I put that thing? Next Saturday, I'm taking a class with the stitching guild I belong to, and I just put everything in a project bag for next weekend. Oh, it's under the bag. Hang on. So I belong to the Tudor Rose Sampler Guild, which originated out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Texas. But during COVID, they started to do all of their meetings by Zoom, which opened it up to pretty much anyone else who wanted to get online. And membership was really reasonable. It's like $40 a year. And then you're allowed, if they've got a meeting once a month, except for July, since everyone's on vacation. And twice a year, they do workshops, and every single meeting, they have some sort of a presenter. Oftentimes, it's a designer. But during the 2 workshops per year, they usually have some sort of a class, so you can learn a technique or just be introduced to, a new designer, whatnot. So this time we are doing a class through the Wishing Thorn, and she charted a reproduction sampler from a girl named Fanny Johns. And let me do a quick Fanny Johns created such a vibrant, fun sampler. It's of Welsh origin. She did not stitch on black fabric. You'll see this in a moment. But rather filled in the entire background in black wool. You can see the various dye lots she bought and how much of the background discolored to green. In today's terms, this is what we call a full coverage stitch, with a total of 127,500 stitches. The original was on a rough linen with wool threads measuring about 25 by 23 inches. It is huge. This project, this is the one, by the way, I was talking about during your stuff, Jen. 375 by 400 stitches wide. The model was on 36 count light linen with silk. I am going to be doing mine on 36 as well. And this is the pattern. So the original is that black. Well, actually, no, this is the rechart. I'm sorry, that's the rechart. The original is this one here. And some of the black has discolored to green, but that all was originally black. This is what it looks like on the back of the original. So this is a big girl. And I wound up having to pull out a full half yard of linen out of my stash to do this. But so this is what I'm going to be doing for a class next week. Isn't she pretty? Fanny was, according to this, she was 15 years old when she finished stitching this in 1868. So I have the chart, and we got a very pretty bag with Tudor Rose Sampler Guild on it with 2026. Very, very cool. Let's see here. So the fabric I chose to do it on is this pretty it's kind of a dusty pink. This is called Rosewood from Picture This Plus. And for a perspective of how big this piece of linen is, I won't need all of it, but I do need more than a normal quarter cut that most cross stitch fabric comes in to be able to fit this piece. So that's the piece of linen I'm going to be using. Like I said, 36 count. So 36 count means that there are 36 holes to an inch, but I stitch over 2 holes. So if you're someone who stitches on Aida, it's the equivalent of stitching on 18 count Aida. They wind up being the same size. And then these are the kitted flosses that came with it. These are Soie d'Alger silks. These are all the colors. I've never stitched with this brand of silk before, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. But that's what I'm doing next week. Okay, let me go back to chatting and chatting. Okay, Pearl said, yes, drop my link if you want. I will do so. Nicole said, the more I'm thinking about it, maybe I'm not. That's okay. If I'll send the link, and if you want to join her, great. If not, if you want to share it, we'll figure out something. You could always find me on Facebook, and we can share it that way too. Or you can email me at GeekyWitch@gmail.com, and I can put it up on the screen. Just pay. Wow, that's amazing. Isn't it cool? I have a bad thing for gigantic pieces. And I never used to be into these historical samplers, but the last few years, I've really been fascinated with it. And it's more just because it's like you're directly connecting with women and girls from, generations back. And it's just like, we shared some of her work on my sprints a few weeks ago. I'm amazed she was only 15, right? I have one that I'm working on. You might have seen that one, Pearl. I think you did. That the girl was 8. Some of these, it's insane what these young girls did as part, and it's part of what they did for school. And they were learning how to do these stitches really more for taking care of stuff around the house and training for conducting a home as they got older, but also how they learned their ABCs and that kind of thing. So just fascinating stuff. Okay, I think that catches me up with everybody. So I'm going to get us into the next sprint for it. Let's get over to this page. All right, so, I need to share a screen. I'm going to do it this way this time. Why not? Stop that. And we will share this. Maybe. There we go. Okay, so first off, let's see what I got. The spirit got lured. Oh, I now have the ink pot that goes with the other thing. It's cute. Okay. As you play this game, basically, you get little things. So, the Potionista. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, there's a whole ton of these that I haven't gotten yet. All right. Cool. Okay, I am going to put her somewhere else for a little bit then. We're going to go into the gazebo, and I'm going to have her do some knitting. There we go. We're going to skip to the next session, and I will see you guys in 45 minutes. Happy sprinting, everybody. All right, everybody. How did that sprint go for you? I was happy that I did get the stitches I needed, and so I could take a break from Egyptian for a little while. She'll come back out, but I need to take a break from light yellow on, like almost yellow background for a bit and just work on something else for a little bit. I am a rotational stitcher, so yes, I have all that stuff, but I usually focus on a few pieces at a time and just kind of rotate them around, and and that way I can embrace the whole slightly short attention span, and also, oh, I really want to work on that too. So I set goals for myself, and then guilt-free can move on to the next piece. I've been stitching that way for the better part of 20 years now, and it works out well for me. Doesn't always mean that projects get done quickly, which they don't, especially with how big these are, but it allows me to stitch guilt-free on whatever I want, without the pressure of, you really need to finish something. So I started, since I counted those stitches and found that I was all set with Egyptian, I moved on to one of my, basically the first of the either March or April whip goes that I needed to work on. And the first one that I saw was Pandemic from Long Dog, which appropriately came out in 2020. I only have, this was a digital one, so I only have a black and white, but that's okay because it's not actually charted with any specific color in mind. So this is the piece. Long Dog samplers tend to be huge pieces with lots of different stuff on them. Oh, hi, Empress. I have a floof. Hang on, pause. Come here, you. Yeah, I know, you're going to growl at me. It's an Empress. Oh, were you going to growl at everybody? Grr, grr, grr. Yeah, okay. Yeah. As things go crashing off my desk. He's a slightly cranky kitty. And one of his nemesis are currently on the floor in my office. Anyway, so yeah, Pandemic came out in 2020. I started stitching it. I started tinkering with it, I want to say the following year. Maybe I got a little bit in on it. I decided to make this a play with some floss that I'd never used before. And it actually is a quilting floss called Sulky. And there's a couple of different weights of it. I think it comes in 12 weight, which you can use for hand quilting, and then in 30 weight, which is for machine quilting. And so I'm doing this in a number of different colors, as Ambrose knocks everything off my desk with his poofy tail, because that's what he does. So I had picked I'd gone onto a website, and I forget the name of it now. I'll have to go find it. And wanted a sunset theme for colors, and came up with one that they called the Montana Sky, which immediately I was like, well, that has to happen, because I grew up in Montana. So it was like, well, that's appropriate for me. So I'm trying to grab all of the colors here at the same time, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. But so we've got that set. You always have to have black because it's a requirement. So I have those, plus a very pretty purple, because of course there's always a pretty purple in a sunset. So that is my color scheme for this. And I am going to be free coloring this kind of as I go. It's one, like, if you saw my jade band sampler around Christmas time, that was all in greens. But this one, I'm kind of doing motifs at a time. So this is what I have so far. Nope, let me put that straight. That's what it looks like. So I'm not that far along, but to be fair, this kind of got put on the back burner as I was finished. I wanted to work on it last year, but then Jade Band Sampler just took over my year. So it's been stalled for quite a while. This is probably the first time I've worked on this. Oh, probably since 2024 is my guess. But you know, that's how some of my stitching goes. So, all right, but that's what I'm working on now. Like all my other whip goes this year, my goal is 1,000 stitches in a month. Should not be a problem at all on this one, considering how many stitches are in it. And if I'm getting frustrated with all the little details and all of those, you know, little motifs, I can always run border and do straight stitches if I really need to keep defining the border, and I'll get them caught up that way. Okay, so let me go back up to where we left off in the chat. All right, so Liz let us off with, I am presently graphing a reproduction of a local historical piece, and I definitely want to know some more about this. So Liz, I need photos or details either here or on Facebook or whatnot, because that's awesome. I have been, at some point in my life, I think I want to try doing a reproduction, like getting a piece and reproducing it. Obviously, I can't do that right now, too much going on. But that's kind of on my like bucket list of things to do during my lifetime. So I'd love to hear what you're doing with that. And Liz said, okay. I celebrated my whip go stitches. We know about that. And then I provided some links. This is what happened with Pearl's Discord when I went to share a link. So it might just be a shortened link. If it doesn't work, let me know. But you can also, I'm sure, get there from Pearl's site. I then shared Jen's and my friend Chad, who definitely can use some love right now while he's doing things, because he's really had a rough go of it the last year. He hasn't had a music session in a while, but he and some of my fellow friends get together and do some Saturday night jamming sessions at times. Pearl said, thanks for dropping my links, of course. And she is in MQ now too. Yeah, I'm not in, believe it or not, I don't think I'm in Maker's Quest. I should be, but I'm not part of it officially. I think I'm kind of the one that everyone thinks is part of it, but I'm not. But at one point, maybe at some point, I'll see if I can get into it. But for right now, it honestly might be a good thing that I'm not, because of all the house move stuff. So I'll be the unintentional groupie on Sunday nights. Maybe, you know, I can host some of the pop-up sessions. I don't know. Nicole said that she got distracted that sprint. Unfortunately, I did absolutely nothing productive. Sometimes your brain just needs to rest. That's okay. I've had more sprints on some of these, on other folks' times doing their live streams, where I like go off and, you know, it's fine. We all need that. It's sometimes resting your brain is the productivity. She said, wow, that is really cool. Awesome. And that she is off to make dinner. And thank you for the sprints. Have a wonderful evening. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us this week. And I will try to do stuff next Sunday. Not sure yet, but that's the plan. I just forgot to schedule it, but I should be okay to do things on Sunday. I just got to double check as I get my planner together for the week. So, and it would be the same time as I did this week. So I think that catches us up on everybody. Ooh. Yeah. Hold off. Restarting a session. You, game, behave. Okay, so I'm going to get us into our final sprint here. And let me switch us over again. Do, 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 do. I almost shared the picture of my calculator from cross stitching. That's not really going to get us anywhere. Let's see here. Let me share. Why are you not sharing? There we go. Okay. What shall we have her do for the final sprint? I think I'm going to send her back into the house for a little bit. And we're going to get comfy. I'm going to put her over by the fireplace. And we'll let her have a cozy little session. And I'm going to switch her back to her normal companion because I like my kitty. Okay. All right. So I will get us into our final sprint for the evening until we'll do a wrap-up sprint of 15 minutes or 10 minutes this time. But this will be our final 45. So happy sprinting, everybody, and I'll see you in a little bit. All right, everybody. That was our last long sprint tonight. Let me go back and see how folks are doing. So I got a little more done during that sprint. I am working these motifs here, which will become, so I am up in this top corner and I'm working the center of this motif here right now. And just kind of playing, with different colors and seeing how it goes. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And it's going a little faster than I thought it would. The nice thing is it's a repetitive pattern. So, I just have to do like the same thing 4 times over and over and over. All righty. So let's see where we're at. So Nicole was going off. I think that's where I left off. Nicole was heading off to do dinner. All right. Pearl was here and puttering, which I said, yes, puttering is one of my favorite pastimes. It totally is. And that I'd been doing this all day, which after this week, I had a busy week between work, and then my son is currently in preparation for his first degree black belt testing, which is coming up Memorial Day weekend. So he had a pre-test on Friday, and then last night we went to a fundraiser for one of my coworkers' foundations, and Max did some community service hours there that he is required to do as part of his black belt prep. So we were at that for a few hours, and he had demo practice yesterday. So it's been a busy weekend, and also the real estate agent came yesterday. So today I'm doing nothing. I am going to stay in my office and I'm going to putter. So I respect the puttering. Puttering is a good thing. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Liz then came in about the sampler that she's reproducing and said that she has her Facebook from last year. Her schedule's been crazy. Her house is open the second Sunday for tours, so she's only grafted for a few hours. However, it's almost complete, and I still want to stitch. I want to match the floss. On a private message, she sent me the pictures so far of it, and it does look awesome. I'm not going to share it just because it's not my thing to share, but I'm sure once Liz gets going on it, she'll be sharing it. So, but it looks really, really cool. And I also appreciate the fact that she is doing exactly what I would do in reproducing. And she has like hard copy craft paper with pencil and is like filling in squares, which is exactly what I would be doing. So I'm like, oh, good. It's not just me. That may be women of a certain age with cross stitch. It's just like, nope, we're going to get the hard copy graph paper out. We're going to figure this out manually. So I said that I had missed those posts, need to check it out. And that's when she sent them to me, which was, I greatly appreciate it, Liz. Thank you. Ashley was walking her doggo. Pearl, missed your message. I'm well. How are you? I think Pearl is doing fine, but I won't answer for her. She can chat for you. Oh, wait, I skipped one. Sorry. Jen was like, I'm sorry for having to step out. No worries. As I said with Pearl earlier, we're not taking attendance here. It's all good. You do your thing. It's a Sunday evening. And it had burrito bowls for dinner, which yum. I've got to figure out dinner here in a moment. My husband went up. He was feeling a little rough again. So he's gone up to bed to take a very, very late nap. So I got to figure out something for my son and I in just a little bit. And I said, glad to have you back. And Christina came in. Hello, hello. And the important litany for all of us who are on any of these sprints across any medium. Remember to hydrate, feed thyself. Yes, I need to remember to do that shortly. Check the laundry, take your meds, stretch, show some love to the like button. Also make sure you sub and ring that bell so you hopefully get notified. Yes, please. And Christina, I will put a link in for your stuff in just a little bit. And I said hello to her. I think my brain just got hurt. Tried to explain the family trees in Game of Thrones. Oh. Have fun. That's like trying to explain the Habsburgs and I think the British royal family in Europe, which I think Game of Thrones was based off of anyway. Yeah. Have fun with that. Maybe I should just call them family polls. Depends which family you're talking about. Some of them are questionable. Yeah. Been teaching my son and hubby to crochet today. They're making good progress. Son is on row 4. Nice. Hubby on row 5. Very nice. I need to learn at some point. That's, again, one of those things I will probably try to pick up after this whole move chaos. Because if I do it now, I won't remember it in 6 months. But I do want to learn. And I actually have quite a bit of yarn for someone who really doesn't do anything particularly with it yet, because I bought it when Joann's was closing and decided, hey, eventually I'll pick it up. So you may see me stumbling with my hooks or with some knitting needles in the soon to be future by the end of the year. We shall see. All depends on when we're in a new house. Liz said that she saw Project Hail Mary last week. Highly recommended see it. Yes, I want to go see it. That may wind up being as part of my weekend next week. If not, it's definitely going to become part of my vacation week, because our Rhode Island school vacation week is not this coming week. It's the following week. So it's late this. Well, no, it's not that late this year, actually. It's just that Easter was a little bit earlier this year. Rhode Island's school vacation week tends to be at the same time as Massachusetts. And Massachusetts is always the week of the Boston Marathon, which is always the 3rd week of April. So, yeah. So I guess it's not really that late this year. Just because Easter was so early this year, it feels early. But yeah, I want to go see that. And I also have the book floating around here somewhere. So I'm going to go see the movie this time before I read the book, just because I know I won't have the book read before I go. But I've heard it's really, really, really good. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that catches me up. That was a quick chat. All right. Well, since it is after 8 o'clock, I'm going to get us into our wind down sprint. I changed it this week to just a 10-minute instead of 15, because I think a lot of people are probably going to be taken off. I know Coda, I think is Coda doing stuff tonight? I'm not sure here. Let me take a quick look at who is doing lives this evening. Yes, Coda is sprinting, so I'll put a link in for him. Bree is going tonight. Anna is currently going. Oh, we got a lot of people actually tonight. Princess does reading is going tonight. Rosalie is crafting tonight. We've got looks like a bunch of people doing crochet on that channel. So I will provide a bunch of the different links of other people who are sprinting this evening during this wind down sprint. And if you're taking off to go say hi to somebody else and go hang out with someone else, thank you for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. Although I don't have it on the schedule, I am 99% sure I will be sprinting next Sunday at my new normal time of 5 p.m. And I'll get that up in the next couple of days. I just need to double check 2 things, but I'll put it up there once I'm sure. So just keep an eye out on my schedule for that. And again, I'll be doing the Crazy Whip Parade live on Monday the 20th. I know it's a Monday, and I'm sorry because I know a lot of people are working because they're not on vacation. But then it will be recorded, and then I will be turning it into a floss tube as well. But that's going to keep me accountable for packing that part of my stash. So, all right, let me see. And Jez says, thank you for the link shares. Absolutely. The more the merrier. Got to support all of us, right? I mean, that's the whole point of this. We're a community. All right. So I'm going to get us into that final wrap-up sprint. If you're taking off, again, thank you for joining me. If you're hanging around for this last 10 minutes just to make notes of where you are, awesome. And I will see you in 10 minutes. Helps if I put that off. There we go. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me tonight. And I will get my plans for next weekend up as soon as I know. And until then, have a great rest of your Sunday evening and a great next week. And I will see you in a few days. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.